Now, from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is Your Weather Tonight. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go now, heading right on into our Monday evening. Again, hopefully you had a great back to work Monday, and well, hopefully you enjoyed some of these less hot temperatures. For most of us, temperatures were technically below normal for this time of year. And in fact, the theme of below normal temperatures, it will continue through the rest of your work week. In fact, some locations over the next few days may be well below normal. What's up with that? We'll talk about that. And then, of course, also more rain chances on the way. Could be a pretty decent shot of rain as we go through tonight. Again, future radar on that is coming up as well. But first of all, this is your Monday evening. And again, temperatures easing down through the 80s. For this evening, I'm going to put on a 20% opportunity of a couple isolated showers or thunderstorms here in the Metroplex. Doesn't really, for this evening, look like a big deal. But again, if for any reason you're going to be working late, you're going to be out late tonight, again, there's going to be a more likely opportunity of some rain, some storms, and maybe even some stronger storms again as we go through the deeper part of the night. Again, more on that coming up. But these were the daytime highs. And again, a lot of us struggling to make it to 90. Here in the Metroplex, officially, we did make 90, basically right about where we should be for this time of year. But again, a lot of 80s peppered in around the area. But even here in the Metroplex, as we look at some of our hometowns, there were a few 80s as well. In fact, even Love Field, Dallas here specifically, only made it to 89. Take a look at northern Dallas County up around the Addison Airport, 86. And again, you can also see Collin County, McKinney, 88. It is worth mentioning those numbers after all the triple digits we've been dealing with, right? Those numbers really look good on this Monday. Here's what also looks good. It's rain, but it mainly looks good if you live out in our western counties. Of course, we had that shield of rain moving in as we went through the morning. But the unfortunate thing is, right as it began to approach the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and the I-35 corridor, it dried up and it basically fizzled this morning. So most of us here locally in the Metroplex didn't receive any rain. Eastern counties basically dry as well. But again, you can see, at least in our western counties, a lot of locations picking up a quarter to right around a half an inch of rain. Don't worry, we have more rain opportunities on the way, number one, tonight. And again, really, as we go over the next several days. So radar here heading into the evening, basically quiet. You can actually now see a couple showers over there in our eastern counties. But take a look at that big shield of rain up in Oklahoma. Big time soaker ongoing there. But again, meanwhile, back here in the Lone Star State, something that's going to be more important to our forecast as we go through the evening and tonight, it's this next wave coming in. This is coming out of New Mexico, rather, out of the high plains into West Texas. You can see the blue box right there. That's a new severe thunderstorm watch. And again, there's going to be another complex of rain and storms forming up as we go through the evening, and that is going to come rolling eastbound as we go through the late evening into the overnight, giving us here in North Texas our next opportunity of rain and storms. And the jet stream is always key to the forecast, but look at what's happening with the jet stream. This is what we call a zonal flow, right? It's moving from west to east, and so we have these little impulses embedded within the flow. And so as we go over the next several days, it's going to be a turbulent flow, and basically what that means for you is there's going to be additional opportunities almost every day of rain and storms somewhere in North Texas. I think the bulk of the severe weather this evening stays out across parts of the big country in West Texas. But again, we will be watching our far western counties as that activity does begin to approach as we go through the very late part of the overnight, closer to sunrise tomorrow morning. Really, I should say, there could be, again, a few stronger storms around, but really overnight for most of North Texas, not anticipating that risk of severe weather. Okay, so here's the model. Now, as we go through the evening, you can see, at least through mid-evening, we're relatively dry. The closer we get to midnight, here comes that big complex in from the west. And again, take a look at that here in the Metroplex by about 1 a.m. in the morning. Activity moving through. Again, definitely some thunder, some lightning possible. But again, everything should remain below severe levels. After that, we're relatively quiet. Could be a few showers around as we go through tomorrow, Tuesday. Then late Tuesday into Wednesday, you see our next opportunity of rain begin to build in. So yes, quite an unsettled forecast as we go forward in time. Overnight lows mainly down in the 60s. There's that more likely opportunity of rain building in. And look at your daytime highs tomorrow, 70s and 80s around the area. And again, we'll taper off those rain chances tomorrow fairly quickly. Back down into the 60s for most of us. That would be Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And then look at your Wednesday, more 70s, more 80s. Temperatures trending well above normal, and in fact, well below normal, I should say. And look at that. That's going to be the theme over the next several days. On Thursday, a high of only 78 in the Metroplex.